Hey girls, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing some short holiday themed nails using products from Double Dip. I do want to go ahead and say I am a little bit congested, so please ignore the way that my voice is sounding. I also want to say I did plan to have this video up before Christmas, but I was a little bit busy, so I didn't quite get around to editing the video in time. But anyway, here it is. So let's go ahead and start the manicure. I do already have some jelly tips with a nude gel polish on. So I'm going to be doing the dip powder over top of these. I have already cut down a little bit of the length. I will be making them a little bit shorter later on in the video. These are the two dip powder colors I'm going to be using in this manicure. My favorite dark green dip powder. This does have very fine shimmer in it. And I'm also going to be using beige pink. Of course, to apply the dip powder, I will be using the dip base, which is step number 2. I will be using the Professional Portable E-File from Double Dip. This is the 2022 edition. I'm just going to be using this with a medium grit drill bit to remove a decent amount of product from the nails. I am not personally worried about removing all of the gel polish color. This is mainly because the jelly tips were starting to grow out a little bit, and I wanted to make sure I had a very seamless transition from my natural nail to the jelly tip, as well as filing down a little bit of product so the nails do not turn out too thick. You guys probably know this, but I am not a licensed nail tech, so I don't know if I would recommend that you guys do dip powder over top of jelly tips like this. I did not feel like removing the entire nail set just to do a dip powder manicure. I am not worried if these nails last a long time or not because I do have to change my nails very often for these videos. That is another reason too why I did not want to completely remove the jelly tips. So do definitely keep that in mind. I am not recommending that you guys do dip powder over top of gel tips like this. In the past, I have actually done dip powder over top of full cover nail tips, and it does work. It is perfectly fine, but I am mainly saying that because I do have gel polish as well, and I do not completely remove this. So yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and mention that. So now that I have all of the nails fully filed and ready for the manicure, I am taking Protein Bond. This is from DoubleDipNails Premium Liquid Jelly Tip Kit, and I'm going to go ahead and apply this to the natural nail area of all of the nails. So now that the nails are fully prepped, I am going to go ahead and start the dip powder application. I am taking the dip base and I'm applying this to the entire nail. After applying the dip base, I am going to dip it into the dark green dip powder color and tap away the excess. I am taking the pointy side of my cuticle pusher just to draw a line around my cuticle and sidewall areas, just to make sure I have a very clean application of dip powder. I am going to repeat the same thing for the index and thumbnail as well. After that layer is fully dry, I am taking the Unicorn Fluffy Dust Brush and I'm going to go ahead and remove the extra dip powder from all of the nails. I'm going to go ahead and repeat the same process for the second and final layer of dip powder color on those 3 nails. Next, I am taking the fringe tip dip powder tray and I'm going to pour some of the green dip powder into the tray. I'm also going to get my nude dip powder color ready. We're going to be doing a fringe tip for the ring fingernail. So for the fringe tip, again, I'm starting by applying a full layer of dip base to the entire nail, and I'm going to go ahead and dip into the fringe tip dip powder case to create my smile line. I actually really struggled with the fringe tip for this nail. I redid it about 3 different times. I don't know why I was struggling so bad this day, but I did end up getting it how I wanted. And right after dipping into the green for the French tip, I'm going to pour the nude dip powder color over the rest of the nail. Once that layer of dip powder is fully dry, I did dust away the remaining dip powder, and I'm going to go ahead and repeat the exact same process for a second layer of the French tip. So something I do want to go ahead and mention now is the nude dip powder color did not completely cover up the transition from the cuticle to the gel polish that I left on my nails. The color is a little bit more transparent than I remembered. I never really noticed this issue before, but I never really did like a dip powder fill using this color. So do keep that in mind if you do want to use the nude color for a dip powder fill. You do want to make sure the color you're applying it over top of is lighter or the same color, just to make sure you don't have any color differences in your dip powder nails. I do end up fixing it later on for the nail art, but I just wanted to mention it because you will be seeing it until I cover it up. For the middle fingernail, we're just going to be doing 2 layers of that same nude dip powder color. Once I've applied all of the dip powder, I am taking the activator, which is step number 3, and I'm going to go ahead and apply this to all of the nails. You do want to make sure to apply this very generously because it does fully harden each layer of dip powder. After applying the activator, I am going to go ahead and clip down some extra length from the nails. I am starting with the ring fingernails so I'm able to see how long I want the French tip, and I'm going to go ahead and match the length of all of the other nails. After I clip down the length, I am taking a hen file and I'm going to go ahead and reshape the edges and the surface of all of the nails. After filing and shaping, I am going back with the activator to apply a second layer to all of the nails. Getting straight into the nail art, I am taking this green gel liner. This is from the Fall to Harvest gel liner collection, and I'm going to place some of this down on my tile. I am using this as a nail art palette. I'm going to be mixing some blue gel liner. This is from the Glow the Night gel liner collection, so this one does glow in the dark. I'm also going to be adding a little bit of black to this mixture. I was trying to get a color that is very similar to the dip powder color that I used for the nails. So for the middle fingernail, we are doing some mistletoe, so I'm just starting by doing one of the leaves on the corner of the nail towards the cuticle. Do make sure that you have a pretty thick mistletoe leaf, otherwise it is going to look a little bit weird. I did kind of learn that with my last manicure. I was kind of struggling doing the leaves of the mistletoe. I am going to be doing another one right beside this one, and I'm going to do the exact same thing on the opposite corner of the nail. I did go ahead and cure that layer under my LED nail lamp. Next, I am taking this red gel polish color. This is 746. This is part of the gel polish and nail lacquer sets from Double Dip. I'm just placing some of this red onto the nail art palette as well. Then taking a dotting tool, I'm going to do some dots in the middle of those leaves. I did try to do about 3 on both sides. Once I have those red dots, I did go ahead and cure. Next, I am taking DoubleDipNails Super White Gel Polish. This is very pigmented white gel. I'm using the dotting tool again, and I'm going to do some dots in the center of the nail. I do actually add a little bit more detail later on to this nail design as well. I am taking a nude gel polish color that is very similar to the dip powder color that I used, and I'm just going to be using this to paint the base of the French tip. I am doing this because I tried doing nail art over just the dip powder and I wasn't able to cover up the color difference from the gel polish underneath the dip powder, and it was bothering me a bit, so I wanted to try to cover it up with a different gel polish color just to give me a better base color for the nail art I'll be doing over top. So I am just taking the dotting tool and I'm going to be doing the dotted snowflakes. I'm sure you guys have seen this specific snowflake design everywhere. It is basically the only snowflake design that I've done this year. For this snowflake design, you just want to do a T shape using dots. After you have your T shape of dots, you want to do 1 or 2 dots in between each of those T shape lines. After doing the dots, you want to take a fine liner that is dry and it doesn't have any polish on it, and just drag the gel polish color from the dots to create a line. I do want to go ahead and say I did not keep this snowflake design. I did end up filing it off and doing a different design, just because I was originally looking at an inspiration picture and I really liked the snowflake, but after looking at it on my nails, I felt like it was way too simple for the design that I wanted. So that is why I did end up changing it. This is the inspo picture, by the way. I will have the original creator linked down below in the description. So going back with the fine liner brush and the white gel, I am going to go ahead and do the design on the mistletoe nail. So I'm just doing a little thin white line on each of the leaves, and I'm also going to be adding a very small white highlight dot to all of the red dots. Once I have the design looking like I want, I did go ahead and cure. I am taking a shiny top coat gel and I'm going to go ahead and top coat all of the nails. After the nails are fully cured, I am going back with that dark green gel that I mixed up for the mistletoe, and I'm going to go ahead and do the sweater nail design on the index, pinky, and thumbnail. So for all of these nails, the design is exactly the same. I am just starting out with the 2 vertical lines going from the cuticle all the way down to the free edge. So because all of the sweater nail designs I've done this year are exactly the same, I did want to change it up just a little bit. So for this, I am just doing a curvy line that goes back and forth from the cuticle all the way down to the free edge. I'm going to do another line just like this one going in the opposite direction just beside it. This is going to create little loops going all the way down the nail. And of course, I'm going to do the little diagonal lines on both sides of the nail. So before I cure the gel polish, I am taking the same green dip powder color and I'm pouring this over the uncured gel using the cuticle pusher. After pouring the dip powder over top, I did go ahead and fully cure under the nail lamp. And I'm taking a stiff manicure brush to remove the extra dip powder. This is what the sweater nail design looks like. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for the pinky and thumbnail. I did kind of skip doing it on camera just because it was the exact same process for those 2 nails as well. So this is how the nails look according to the inspo picture. These are really cute, but again, I felt like the snowflake was a little bit too simple for what I wanted. So I am going to be taking that off. I am just taking a fine grit sanding band to remove the gel polish. I am going back with the same nude gel polish color just to go over the base of the French tip nail. After the nude gel is cured, I am taking a matte gel top coat to apply to the entire nail. And now we're ready for the new nail design. I'm going to be using this light gray gel liner color. This is number 12 from the Fall the Harvest gel liner collection. Using this gel liner, I am making sure to remove all of the extra gel from the brush. And I'm going to go ahead and start drawing the sketch of the reindeer. So this is the inspo picture for the reindeer. Look how cute this was. I found it on Pinterest. I'll try to link it down below. So taking this gray gel liner, I'm just going to go ahead and draw the sketch of the reindeer. If you guys watched my last video doing the Mickey Mouse Christmas nails, I mentioned a lot of drawing a sketch of the nail design before doing the color. So because I did mention that quite a lot, I did want to try it out. So I am just using this as a light reference for the actual nail art. This does not have to be perfect, it's just to get a really good idea of where to place all of the colors, and you will be doing the outline last. So this gel liner nail art does not have to be perfect, but do keep in mind if you do not color over top of it, it will show through. Once I have my reindeer sketch, I am going to go ahead and cure. I'll be using these 3 gel liner colors for the reindeer. We have 1, 3, and 7. Again, these are from the Fall to Harvest gel liner collection from DoubleDipNails. I know I haven't quite mentioned it yet, but if you guys are interested to purchase anything from Double Dip, you can use my discount code KCNAILS20 to save a little bit of money on your purchase. I will have that linked down below as well. I did place some of the yellow gel liner onto the palette, and I'm going to take a small dotting tool. Taking this color, I'm going to do a little dot where his nose and mouth is going to go. I do want to make this big enough to place the nose and mouth over top of, and you're able to still see it. And I'm also going to take a very fine liner brush, and I'm going to do a little yellow line at the bottom of his torso. This is his belly, and also a little highlight on the top of his head. I did go ahead and fully cure under the nail lamp. Next, I am going in with the orange gel liner again with the liner brush, and I'm going to go ahead and fill in the entire reindeer. After curing the orange gel liner under the nail lamp, I am taking the brown gel liner, and using this color, I'm going to go ahead and do all of the brown detail. So for this, we have the antlers and his feet. So before I cure the brown gel liner, I am going back with the super white gel polish color, and I'm going to go ahead and fill in his scarf. So after I cure that layer under the nail lamp, I am going back with the same red gel polish color that I used earlier, and I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of detail in his ears. We're also going to be doing his nose, his tongue, and the stripes on his scarf. I'm also going to be using the black gel liner from the first gel liner collection, which is actually no longer sold. I'm just placing some of this onto the nail art palette and going in with the fine liner brush. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the detail and outline for the reindeer. I'm also going back with the dotting tool to do the eyes. Do make sure these are very small and as even as you can possibly get them. I'm also going to go ahead and do his mouth as well. This was very difficult because this nail was very tiny, so the detail I wasn't really able to get in those tiny little areas. So I tried my best, but it wasn't quite what I wanted just because it was very small. So do keep that in mind. The longer nails you have for this type of nail art, the better. After that layer is cured, I am going back with the super white gel polish, and I'm going to do some highlights in his eyes. We're also going to add one on his nose as well. Of course, I did decide to add some snowflakes to the background as well, and I did go ahead and cure under the nail lamp. Taking DoubleDipNails top coat gel, this is from any of their polygel kits. I'm going to go ahead and top coat the nail. Adding a top coat to detailed nail art like this is my favorite part. It really makes your nail art look really good. Last but not least, I am taking DoubleDipNails cuticle oil. This is number 6, and I'm going to apply this to all of the cuticles. And here are the nails. I think these are so cute. I really do like the reindeer a lot better than the snowflake. Leave a comment down below and let me know if you like the snowflake or the reindeer better. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!